Storch too is that it was used primarily as a reconnaissance aircraft. So the plane would fly overhead, you would have an observer in the back, and they would basically spot where artillery was coming from, where troop movements were happening. If they were to move the plane around by truck, what's neat is that the wings will actually fold back. So you can fold these wings back and put them on a truck, or actually tow them backwards. So you can tow them by their tail. All right, here comes the OY-1 Sentinel. The Sentinel OY-1 served with the station in various theaters of World War II, primarily Italy, Western Europe, Pacific, and the China, India, Burma theaters. So that Storch is the Fi-156 Storch, capable of taking off in less than 200 feet, flying at 25 miles an hour. That's a tremendous amount of lift in the wing. So right now she's doing about 35 miles an hour, right around there. Because as you look straight up, you can see the glass canopy, or the canopy glass, comes out from the fuselage. So the observers can look out over the fuselage and look straight down. Another interesting story is towards the end of World War II, again, this is when Russia and the Allied forces were on the outskirts of Berlin. There was a female pilot by the name on the right, and she was a well-known German pilot at the time, and she had contacted Hitler and pleaded with Hitler to get in her aircraft, to say, I'm going to come, I'll land in Berlin, I'll pick you up, we'll take you out of there. But Hitler eventually said, no, I'm going to stay in Berlin, and that's where he stayed. There goes the Sentinel. That Sentinel really played a really vital role in supporting ground operations, providing vital intelligence, conducting search and rescue missions. Even after the war, the OY-1 Sentinel continued to serve in the military as well as civilian roles, such as forest fire spotting and aerial surveying. I can feel a little headwind here, so maybe she can hang the plane up in the sky a little bit. Look at that. hear the throttle coming back a little bit. Here comes the Sentinel from the south. Backdrop with the clouds there. I don't know, are you guys enjoying this as much as I am? Yeah, we love this. Oh, the stall speed on these aircraft. Well, I know on the Storch it's about 24 to 23 miles an hour. The Sentinel is a little bit higher. We're looking at about 27. Storch right there. It's almost as if it's like tethered to a balloon. Hanging right there. I see Heather's caught a little wind. She's nosing it around nice and easy. See the flaps out? So she's got the flaps fully extended and just hanging it there. Look at that. She's got her nose a little bit towards the wind. You can see she's flying a little sideways. Watching her airspeed indicator, making sure that the plane doesn't stall out. Wow. I don't know if you can truly appreciate this, but it looks smooth up there, right? It's just kind of cruising along. Heather has her hands full. She's moving that stick back and forth, up and down to keep that plane level. It's a lot of work to keep the plane flying smoothly at such a slow speed. So even though it kind of looks like things are easy up there, she's really watching the controls, she's watching the stick, looking at her indicators to make sure that the plane's not stalling out. Here comes the Sentinel. Excellent. So that Sentinel was flying on Okinawa during the Battle of Okinawa and was used as a medical evacuation plane during that battle and a reconnaissance aircraft. Of which I think my father-in-law was on Okinawa as well, as part of the Marines. And so he was out there fighting on the ground when this plane was flying overhead.
And I've met them both, so.
Here it comes. Now, he's going to try and land. See the cones there? So he's looking at those cones. He's going to try and eye that as where the airfield starts. He's going to try and hit right where the cones are. There. Now, think she can do it? Yeah, I think she can. Rob's gonna take the Sentinel out and park that. I see Mr. Peter Burrs with his headset on in the Texan right now, so he's ready to go. There he is. Yeah, he's giving the thumbs up. He's strapped in tight. That's good. Here comes the Storch. I was like, where's the Storch? Can't even hear it. That's because she's off the throttle and coasting in. Now she's looking at those cones. She's like, okay, I gotta hit these cones. Gotta get to the cones. I'm gonna try and land right after those cones pass. She's watching her throttle. She's pitching those down a little bit. She's looking at her indicators. Back of the throttle a little bit. She's pulling back on the stick. Excellent. So she's gaming it. She's starting to eye how this is going to work out. All right, she's going to come around again. Again, left on the rudder, left on the stick. She's got her hand on the throttle. Moving the throttle back and forth. Watching her airspeed. As she's making her way back, she's got the tailwind, so she's feeling the wind. How much of it is moving around? You know, when you get into the trees, it gets a little tricky because the air tends to scoop up around the trees. But we have a nice, gentle northerly wind. So I think that'll make the flying a little bit easier. Here she comes around the trees. Back of the throttle again. Left bank turn onto final. Flaps out. Watching her speed indicators. Watching the throttle. Back on throttle. Nice and slow. She's watching those cones, looking where her landing point's going to be. On the ground. And stop. Holy mackerel. Big round of applause for Penney's flying prowess. Really great job.